Hello, my friend. I am Doran, and welcome to the show. Marriage only worked when you work it. Anything in life that is of great value, it takes time, it takes commitment, it takes dedication, and it's going to take work. Most people don't like to work. Everybody have this Uber mentality that it must just come easy. But marriage is valuable. And just like anything that is valuable, it takes work. You are going to work on your marriage. Matter of fact, the most work you're going to do in marriage is really working on yourself. Marriage is so valuable that the devil attacked the first marriage in the Garden of Eden, and he is going to try, matter of fact, not try, he's going to attack yours too. But I promise you that if you trust God, you lean into God, you take God at his word, you surrender your life and you surrender your marriage to God, God will help you to build a good marriage. Some of you are watching this right now and you're going through challenges in your marriage. Your marriage is under attack. There's a spiritual warfare against you, a spiritual warfare against your marriage. But through the grace of God and through the mercies of God and through the will of God and through the Holy Spirit operating in your life, you are going to be an overcomer. And I want to talk about, 5 reasons why marriages are failing. The first reason why marriages are failing is most marriages are not God centered. God is not at the center of your marriage. You cannot build a marriage without the one who created it. Can I ask you a question? If you own a Mercedes Benz, a S Class Mercedes Benz, would you take it to Toyota to get fixed? No. What does Toyota have to do with Mercedes Benz? Nothing. Toyota is not the manufacturer. It doesn't know anything about Mercedes Benz because they are not the designer of the product. God is the designer of marriage. He is the author of marriage. He knows more about marriage than anyone on this planet Earth. In Psalms 127, verse 1, it tells us, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh, but in vain. You can't do it by yourself. You gotta surrender your marriage to the Lord. Surrender your spouse to the Lord. Surrender yourself to God. Accept the fact that the finished work on the cross, what Jesus did on the cross, him dying for you and for me, it gives us power to yield to his will. The number 2 reason why marriage fail, the lack of personal growth and development. Most people in marriage are not fit for marriage. As a matter of fact, most of you are in marriage right now, you're not even fit for life. You are supposed to be prepared for life. God didn't prepare Adam for marriage. God prepared Adam for life. God prepared Eve for life. And when they were both prepared for life, that's when God saw that they were more suitable, equipped to love and serve in the marriage. My friend, personal growth is so important that God put Adam in the Garden of Eden before he gave Adam anything. God put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to protect it. God wanted to build him up. God wanted him to have a good relationship with him. God wanted him to have a good, strong spiritual life. Your marriage is a reflection of you. The relationship that you have with your spouse, it is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. Your marriage will never outgrow who you are. The most work that you will ever do in your marriage, it is working on yourself, learning how to understand marriage. My friend, I'm not trying to make this up. This is real talk. There's a reason why Adam was by himself. And God didn't want the woman and the man to think that they need each other more than they need God. That's why God did not allow the both of them to be created at the same time. God wants no man, no woman to think they need each other more than they need him. And he put Adam to work. And after Adam was fulfilling his purpose, his visions, his goals, his aspirations, he was spiritually sound. He was fulfilling destiny. That's when God said it's not good for the man to be alone. That's something to think about. It's not good for the man to be alone. I will create for him help. Adam didn't know he was lonely. When you're fulfilling your purpose, when you are fulfilling destiny, when you have a good relationship with God, when you know who you are, independent of the person you're with or who you marry, you are a different person. You show up with a different vibration, a different energy, different frequency, different attitude in your marriage. Point number 3. The next reason why marriages are failing, the lack of knowledge about marriage. Most spouses that are in marriage don't know how to build a successful marriage. I was one of those people. I was one of those spouses. I've been married for 30 years, and the third year in our marriage, God revealed some stuff to me that changed my life. The Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 24, verse 3 and 4, through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge the rooms are filled with precious and pleasant riches and treasures. My friend, can your spouse find treasure in you? Because you need to grow. You need to learn how to build a marriage. Marriage is not by happenstance, it's not by accident. A successful marriage is a planned event. And if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. You just don't grease yourself up and slip over a fence or over a log, and all of a sudden, you have a successful marriage. It takes work, it takes commitment, it takes sacrifice, it takes dedication, it takes knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to make anything work. So is your marriage. You have to learn how to love. You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to manage your emotion. You have to learn how to manage your finances. You have to learn how to deal with conflicts. You have to learn how to forgive. These are not things that just happened. These are things that you have to learn. You're not born with these skills. These are skills that you need to develop. And the problem is that most couples don't develop these skills. They don't happen to you just because you say you love each other. You don't grow and become a better version of you just because you say, I love you. You got to go to work. You got to go to work and work on yourself. Can we be real about it? I was a messed up, jacked up, person. Was not raised with my father, never been in my life, grew up with 5 sisters, cussing all the time, arguing with them all the time. And I brought that attitude to my marriage. And when I pray and ask God to change my wife, God said, boy, you better wake up. I ain't changing her. I'm going to work on you. I'm going to fix you. I'm going to make you become the man that you are called to become. And when I became a better man, that's when I was equipped to love and serve in my marriage. I didn't have a husband problem. I had a man problem. Oh, help me to become a better husband. No, you don't need to become a better husband. You need to become a better man. And when you become a better man, you'll be equipped to love and serve in your marriage. How do you become a better man? By surrendering your life to God, by yielding your will to the Lord. That's how you become a better man. That's how you become a better wife. That's how you become a better woman. Number 4, no respect for the covenant of marriage. Most couples today don't respect the covenant of marriage. They think it's a joke. Yes, they do. Do you know that another human being life is connected to your life? Do you know that how you show up for the marriage will determine how you serve in the marriage? Is their life better off because you are in it? This is very serious, guys. This is not a game. A lot of you guys were better off single. I'm going to be real about it. When you were single, living your single life, you were better. You were happier. You were more fulfilled. You were more conscious of your spiritual life, your relationship with God. And all of a sudden you get connected with another person that is tearing you down. I'm sorry. But that person that is tearing you down, if they decide to surrender their life to God right now and yield their will to the Lord, they can become a spouse, a better man, a better woman, a better wife, a better husband. I'm going to speak the truth up in here. Some of you are not fit for marriage. I was not fit for marriage. And I loved my wife, but I was not equipped to serve. I didn't know what it is to be a servant. Marriage is about 2 people that are passionate about competing to be the best server in their marriage. Are you the best server in the marriage? Or are you just a taker? Some of you have no respect for the covenant of marriage. You're shacking up, you're cheating on your wife, you're having virtual affair, you're not managing your finances, you're just selfish, you're married but you're acting single, you are living together but you're not together, you're selfish, you're disrespectful, you have a low level of frequency that you're operating from, your spiritual life is not right. You see, when I decided to respect the covenant of marriage, I decided to respect the covenant of marriage more than I respect my wife and respect my love for her. I decided to honor the covenant of marriage. And when I did, I love her more than anything. I begin to serve. I begin to add value. I begin to show up. I begin to do the things that I needed to do so that she can become. And listen, man, I tell men all the time that God creates you to be a creator. And when you are aligned with God and you're doing the things that God have called you to do, You can take a woman that feels like a peasant and turn her into a queen. You have the ability to speak life into her. You are the initiator of love. And when I realize that it matters how I show up in the marriage, it matters who I become while I am in marriage, I decided to become the best version of me. I decided to give the best of me to God and to my marriage. And finally, another reason why marriages are failing, you're following society rather than follow God. It is amazing to me that we have all these psychologists and all these psychotherapists, we have clinicians, we have life coaches, and we have mentors, and we have gurus, as they call themselves. Guru, I don't know why they call themselves that. We have relationship coaches, and we have content creators and influencers, as they call themselves. We have pastors and bishops and prophets and prophetess and all of that stuff. And I'm for all of that. I am a coach. Yes, I'm an assistant pastor at the church that I go to. But I'm not the answer. You're not the answer. Society doesn't have a blueprint for marriage. They didn't create marriage. They're not the answer to your marital problems. They're not the answer to your healing and your restoration in your marriage. They're not the answer to your soul problem. God is. He is the answer. All of these professions that I mentioned are supposed to lead you to the source, which is God. They're supposed to give you the data, the information that you can pray about it, you can work on it. But at the end of the day, true healing, deliverance, and restoration of your soul, your marriage, it's in the hand of the one who created it, and that's God. If you've been following our page for a while, I want you to notice something, that I only teach marriage from a biblical perspective, not from my own ideology, not from my own opinion. I try to stay God centered. I try to teach what I believe, I teach what I live, and I teach the Word of God. Because at the end of the day, if we're not leading you to the source, then who it is? I mean, think about it. People are discrediting marriage, thinking that marriage is not valuable anymore. It doesn't have a purpose in life anymore. And here's the crazy thing about it. They don't have anything better to replace it. How is it that you are discrediting one of the most profound things that God creates and you don't have a better plan for humanity? That is the plan of the devil. And that's exactly what the devil wants, to distract you and don't allow you to believe that. Listen, my friend, don't fall for that lie. Don't fall for it. Marriage failed because most people failed to take the initiative, to take the plan of actions that will yield the result that you're looking for in your marriage. May the Lord bless you. Thank you so much for watching. If this video adds some value to you, then please do us a favor and hit that like button. It is absolutely the best way that you can show your support for what we do here on this channel. May God bless you. Thank you so much for watching.